How you doing? Here we are, TK24 Sports, Arsenal 2, Spurs 2, and this game was the definition of a game of two halves. Or could we really truly say, with a hand on chest, Spurs actually could have won this game, and should they have won this game, which is what we're here to discuss. Now, I'm watching it at home. I didn't get a ticket for the game, and thank goodness I did not get a ticket because I would have went wild. But watching this game, I was concerned. I was thinking to myself, this is not the game for us today. This is not the game that Arsenal need. I woke up, called my sister. I was angry at her because she wasn't up. Because I just had a feeling that Spurs were up for this. Spurs knew what they were going to bring to Arsenal. Now, we was led to believe the Champions League return, the big 4-0 win against PSV would have made a difference, but no, it didn't. And dare I say it, Spurs could have won this game. Really and truly, they could have won this game. You've got to sometimes take the glasses off, the Arsenal hat off, and say to yourself, how good was we? But really and truly, we were okay. And yes, we could have won it, but this is always the thing, isn't it? We could have, but we did not. You could look at the Eddie Nketiah chances, the two chances. I still think he should have put both of them away. We could have looked at the Jesus chance when he robbed Maddison at the edge of the box, goes inside, rash of blood to his head, and then shoots the ball over the bar. Don't connect with the bar. Don't connect with the goal. Don't force the goalkeeper to make a save. That gift was there. The gift was there, and we just didn't execute. And that's going to be Arsenal's problem for this part of the season. From now until January, we're going to always have these sort of chances, and we're not going to put it away. Jesus, a marvellous player, yes, he is. But Jesus is not clinical, and we know that. We know that. Mikel Arteta knows that as well. But what needs to happen in January is that you just go for broke and you go and get the deal done for a striker, a top prolific striker. Well, you're going to have the names of an Ivan Toney out there. Yes, we are. But back to the game. No one's really truly stood out today from the Arsenal side. But from the Spurs side, you got Maddison and you got Son. And a lot of Arsenal fans can be saying that is who we should have signed. Not Son, Maddison. We should have signed Maddison and not Havertz. You saw what Maddison was capable of today. He ran the show. He ran the midfield. He ran the attacking part. Martin Odegaard was starved today. He starved himself. He didn't really do much. But then again, was that just because he had Eddie Nketiah in front of him and then he had Jesus on the left? And that's what we had to operate with. Plus, going down, a day before the game, or could have been 2 games, because the 2 days, should I say, because it was very quiet what happened there. But my conclusion is this. If you look at the stats, 2-2 as we know, Spurs had more possession, shots on target. Okay, Arsenal edged it by 1. Both shots, 13 there. But this is the big thing. When have you ever seen Arsenal really and truly, unless it was playing against a City or maybe a Liverpool, where they had less passes in the game? Spurs outpassed Arsenal today. When has that ever happened? But then again, when you have the likes of maybe a Jorginho who comes on and then has a brain fart and literally gifts them a goal. It reminded me when Arsenal were playing Spurs, and I remember when we scored a goal and Fabregas went and nicked the ball and went down the other end and we scored again. But this time it happened to us. What was Jorginho thinking? He had too much time, way too much time. And then you just blew it. We got ourselves back in front with a Bukayo Saka penalty. A lot of people are debating it. Of course, Spurs fans are going to say it's not a penalty, but to me, when you take a shot and a ball is heading on target and you do this going down, not that, you do that going down, it's a penalty. Whether you are 5 yards away, 10 yards away, it's a penalty. You stop the ball from going in the goal. Now, we won't know if it was going in the goal because they had a defender on the line, but we do know this, that the ball was heading towards the goal. It's a penalty. That's it. And Gary Neville, you can tell in his commentary where he was saying, for me, it's hard to call. He knew it was a penalty, and he did not want to say it because it's Arsenal. Just because it's Arsenal. But Gary Neville, hearts and hearts, that was a penalty. But really and truly, Arsenal should have had this game wrapped up in the first half. And where you can look at David Raya for Spurs' equaliser, when the cross came in, that was a cross, it was a poor cross, so Raya had to readjust himself. And if he didn't readjust himself, that would have been a goal. But he tips the ball back. Declan Rice then heads the ball out, goes towards Saka, but Maddison's there. Twists Saka to a new level. Let's twist him up. Drives in, Son's there, near post, and now This is the part that aggravates me the most. You had Rice, you had Saliba, and you had Gabriel, and you had one player that Madison could have picked out. And he managed to pick him out. And three of those players there done nothing, absolutely nothing, and Son scores the equaliser. You say, Ty, well, what about the first goal? You know, Miss Saka's goal. Okay, Saka goes inside, takes a shot. Romero puts his foot out. Bang, 1-0. Arsenal go in front. But that's the part I don't even really want to talk about. I just want to talk about the lapsy daisies and the concentration of Arsenal. To me, watching that game, I'm quite worried about Spurs. I said it. Arsenal were worried about Spurs. Arsenal knew Spurs were different. Arsenal knew Spurs about Harry Kane, as we all thought, and I thought, oh, this could be a bit, quite easy. But I've been watching Spurs at the start of the season. I've been watching a lot of football, a lot of teams. That's what I do. And I started seeing Spurs in a new light. I want to finally get into my sister, like I said to you this morning. Spurs worry me. This game's worrying me. Not because it's North London derby. It's because the Spurs worry me. They look dangerous. They look different. They look hungry. They look happy. They got this manager in who everyone was obviously laughing at. He's come from the Scottish football, this Australian guy. No one really and truly knew his work, his real work. Any Spurs fans or any other football pundits out there say, well, we've been watching him under the radar. No, you have not. Don't give me that crap. And we saw Spurs, a different type of Spurs. This Spurs is a contender for the Champions League. And bear in mind, there's 5 places to get back into the Champions League this year. 5. That's massive. And Spurs are in contention for one of them. They are. Should they make more adjustments, more great signings in the January window to push, should they still be there, they will make top 5. The only final factor for this weekend is that Chelsea lost again. Back to the game. Oh, Ollie Watkins, well done you. Arsenal are not out of the title race. Okay, they're 4 points behind Manchester City. And people say, well, start you being stupid. The league is still 32 games to go. City can still slip up. And I believe there's only 2 teams in the league that can help make that happen. That's going to be Arsenal. That's going to be Spurs. And Arsenal got them in 2 weeks' time. They got Brentford in the Carabao Cup this weekend. Then they go play against Bournemouth. Then they got City at home. And then it's an international break. But 2 things need to happen as well. Mikel Arteta has to rest Saka this week. And dare I say, he also has to rest him against Bournemouth to get this guy energized and ready for City. He's had too many minutes and a great, 86 consecutive starts in the Premier League. This type of record doesn't need to be broken. What needs to happen is the rotation needs to happen. Go in January, and January's only a few months away. Go and buy that striker and then be able to rotate Jesus with Saka, get the striker up front, who has ice in his veins for moments like that. So when he disoppose a midfielder or a defender and you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, you're not going to have a rush of blood and shoot the ball over the bar. You're going to hit the target and get the goals. We need a striker who can score 15 to 20 goals a season. We don't have that in Eddie Nketiah. We don't have that in Jesus. Combined, they may get you 20 league goals. But we need one person to get us 20 plus goals, then utilize Jesus with Saka, with Martinelli, with Odegaard, with Trossard, and maybe Havertz may get 5 goals this season. Maybe get five goals. Maybe get 10 assists. I said maybe, people. I said maybe. But I'm not here to slander Havertz. I'm not. Why? Because there's no need to. We already know what the type of player he is. Low on confidence, he's broken, he's busted, but he is fixable. It's a shame about Trossard, shame about what happened to Declan Rice, and we don't know the severe injury to Declan Rice for his calf. We do not know whether he's out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Arsenal fans getting excited because Rodri's not going to play against us when City comes to town, but we may not have Declan Rice. We don't know. He doesn't need to be playing against in the Carabao Cup this weekend. He doesn't need to play against Bournemouth, in my opinion. We can get through with Jorginho and nurse his man back together. Hopefully we're going to get Trossard back, and hopefully we'll get Martinelli back by City. But that could be a big one because they're not talking about the grade of tear on his hamstring. But back to the game. Arsenal just wasn't at the races today. And that's what I'm going to call it. They weren't at the races today. You could talk about the injuries, but so what? You have a squad to deal with that. And I'm still not happy with Arteta giving Smith Rowe chump minutes. And I call him chump minutes. You know, he played Vieira today, who was, you know, anonymous in this game. You could have maybe put Smith Rowe, but because he hasn't given Smith Rowe time, maybe that's why he didn't play him. He didn't fancy Havertz for the game, but he brought him on, hoping that he was going to do something. And he looked scared. He looked timid. Vieira looked okay, but nothing special. He hardly remembered that he even played. Rice done okay today. Saka done a little bits and pieces. Like I said, Odegaard was running around. He was trying to get into the game, but couldn't. Jesus done little bits. Eddie just looked tired. Eddie looked tired. Really tired. And then you look at Zinchenko. Ben White. Saliba and Gabriel, you know, they done their bits, but again, for the second goal, I think they should have done better. For the first goal, they should have done better. And even for the second goal, when Jorginho had that brain fart, where was Gabriel? Like, where the heck was he? I don't know. He was far and far away. And if you watch back the replay for the second goal, when Jorginho got disposed, you got Arteta doing this. Arteta knew already. The goal didn't even happen, and Arteta thought, oh no, this is going to happen. And then Jorginho still looked shaky after that happened. But anyway, if you're new to the show, like, subscribe, turn on notification so you don't miss a show every time we upload. That's my rant over about the game. We go to Bournemouth next in the league. Then we got City the week after that. We got Brentford in the Carabao Cup this week coming up. Guys, it's been a tough one. It's been a real tough one, and one hard to take. In my opinion, it's a hard one to take. A lot of fans are now calling for Arsenal to get knocked out by Brentford in the Carabao Cup, so that we don't have too many games. I don't buy that. I don't buy into that. We're going to see a heavy rotation. We're going to see Tomiyasu come in, Kivior come in, Ramsdale come in. We're going to see Cedric play. We're going to see Jorginho play. We're going to see Smith Rowe play. We're going to see Reece Nelson play. We're going to see Havertz will play. Vieira will play. I said Jorginho, didn't I? If not Jorginho, then it could be El Neni. El Neni may get some chump minutes. And then you chuck in an Nketiah. That's how you swap this team about. The central defence, then who do you rest? Do you rest Saliba? Do you rest Gabriel? To me, you rest both of them. You then play. You put in Kivior and then you put in a Raul Waters to play. Rest your 11. Give them minutes off the bench. Off the pitch. Just rotate this squad. If we get knocked out by Brentford, some fans are going to moan. Some fans will be happy because there's one less competition that we don't have to focus on. Focus on the FA Cup, focus on the Champions League, and then focus on what else we can do in the Premier League. It's going to take a miracle to do something to City. Like I said, we're 4 points away from them. But I'll go through it again. Against Brentford, we're going to play Ramsdale. Then you're going to play Cedric. Then you're going to play Tomiyasu. Then you're going to play Kivior. And I will say get Raul Waters in the team. Then you go into the midfield. You're going to play Jorginho. Then you're going to play Havertz and Vieira. Then Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, and then Eddie Nketiah up front. That's the rotation to me, and that's a good rotation. Good players there, good experience, and a lot of them can, get some more goals, some more minutes under their belts. And especially, I'm hoping that they do start Havertz and they play him a full 90 minutes, get an assist, get a goal as well. Going in then into the Bournemouth game, you can bring your star players back, and then hopefully they'll come on scale, win 2-3-0, and we're good. But again, you drew 2-2 against Spurs. Wasn't happy. Neither are you guys. But Spurs will be happy of the two. And maybe Spurs will be a bit angry that they could have come away with a win. Towards the end, they could have got... We had the ball to penetrate, and we had no one up front. And that was the alarming thing. Spurs, they dropped back. They were very compact. We couldn't see a way through. I couldn't see a way through. So I was knocking it side to side. Spurs stayed patient. Then they broke on us, and they got a corner. And I thought that Richarlison saw, and I thought... Man, typical. That guy comes off the bench. He's another broken player, and he wins it. And they go off and they do like a thief, the old FIFA. When he scored the last minute winner, and the crowd goes crazy, and the stadium starts shaking, and the screen starts shaking. Yeah, I was thinking that was going to happen. But anyway, if you're new to the show, like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you midweek.